Hey everyone, it's Tara. I am here to bring you a short and sweet bowspring practice to help get you moving and flowing through your day. You won't need much for this practice, just a space to use. That's about it. I will try to give some beginner and intermediate options, and everything else is up to you and your hands. So go ahead and make your way to your space, clear an area. If you need to pause, go ahead and do so. Make your way to your mat. We're going to start standing today. So bring your feet about hip width apart, knees drive forward, hips root back. So instead of standing pretty stiff and locked, we're going to make sure every single joint in the body is taken care of, is soft, is able to move in both directions. So feet hip width apart, knees forward, hips back. And then begin to bring the hands to the thighs. Little pulses in the legs, hips root back, belly stays long. As you move, think about expanding and lengthening the space between the ribs and the hips. If it feels right, go ahead and reach back, grabbing your butt. Right hand on right side, left hand on left side, and then widen and lift. Straightening the legs a little bit. Exhale, sit back, regrip if it feels good, lift up and out. Once more like that. And then exhale, sit back, keep the hips lifted. As you release, bring two arms forward, reach the arms forward, ribs reach back, as if you were gonna push something in front of you away from you. So really strong in the arms, ribs expand as big as you can. Exhale, sit back, inhale, rise up. Exhale, sit back, inhale, rise. On your next one, exhale, sit back, allow the ribs to move right and left. If you'd like, turn that into a sway, allowing the ribs to take charge. Arms just kind of follow. Finding center. Bring the hands to a pull-up bar position. Set the hips back. Lift your way up. See if you can tone underneath the arm as if you were doing an actual pull-up. Hollow through the armpits. What that means is just squeeze the armpit up. Lift up from underneath. Widening the back of the ribs. Keep everything the same. Bring the hands to either side of the head. Head presses back, elbows are forward, so you should be able to see both elbows. So they're not out here using your peripheral vision straight in front of you. The elbows are forward, but they begin to press wide, same as the knees. Exhale, sit back. Inhale, expand. Back of the head presses into the hands. Face almost presses forward. Same idea in the ribs. The back of the ribs press back. The front of the ribs press forward. The sides of the ribs move wide, creating more space in the body. On your next one, arc up and over to the left, opening the right side body. Exhale, sit back. Inhale, expand. With each pulse, see if you can make more space for the ribs, both on the right and left side. And then bring your right hand to underneath the left ribs. Gently lift and rotate. Exhale, sit back. Inhale, spiral the ribs forward and lift up. Exhale, sit back. Inhale, expand. Once more like that. And gently release the hand back to the head. Sit through center, lift straight up. And then arc up and over to the right. Opening that left side. Beginning to shift your gaze more to the right. Lengthening the back of the neck and the front of the throat at the same time. Left hand comes to the outer right ribs. Gently lift and rotate, spiraling through the entire rib cage. So good. Ah, I love these. Softly release, hands come to the knees. Allow some big barrel rolls here. Switching directions. All right, so hopefully the upper body's feeling really good, really strong. We're gonna get more into the lower body now. I'm gonna adjust this a little bit. Yeah, grab some water if you need any. Okay. And then making your way back to your mat. Knees forward, hips back. Let's reach behind, lift the butt up. Keep the ribs really big here, so don't let them sink down. The ribs are inflated as if there was a balloon inside there. Same thing with the back of the head. The back of the head is light. Bend the knees, push the hips back. Bend the knees, push the hips back, hovering the heels. Fingertips walk all the way down to the floor, and then bring the hand entirely to the floor. So the palm of the hand all the way down instead of this half up thing. So all the way down. Walk the feet back a little bit. You can bring them nice and wide. Push the floor away from you. Allow the ribs to lift even higher. Exhale, set the hips back. Inhale, press the head forward. Exhale, pull the hips back. Inhale, head presses forward. Couple like that. So good. All right, exhale, sit back. Twist your knees to the left. Hips sit back to the right. Doming the left hand, right ear falls towards the right shoulder. Exhale, sit back. Inhale, expand forward. Finding some space here. And then after your next one, right knee comes all the way down to your mat. Exhale, hips move back. Inhale, expand forward. A little bit lighter in the ribs now that there's less weight. So allowing the ribs to lift up even more. Right ear towards the right shoulder. Begin to peel the left hand away from the mat. Exhale, sitting back. Inhale, expand. Exhaling back. Inhale, reach forward. Find some space. Root the hips back. Keep the ribs forward. Option, left hand comes to the outer right forearm. Spiraling up towards the sky. Exhale, sitting back. Throat is long, the head tucks in between the arms, but it may at first feel like this. So if this is where you are, no worries. Eventually, you want to know that the head will come in between the arms. It won't be there right away. It takes time to open. Be patient. It'll get there. Exhale, left fingertips back to your mat. Lift the ribs. Push the left foot forward without moving it. So just energetically push the foot forward. Get the hips to move back. And then drag the foot towards the right foot. All we're doing is lighting up this leg. We want it to be really strong when we pick it up. So when we pick up this left leg, it's not asleep. It's not dead. Ankle flexes, toes are soft. Bicycle here, press the foot towards, away from you. I hit the wall, it made me lose my train of thought. So push the foot away from you, lengthen through the belly. Lift up through the ribs. Lift up underneath both armpits. Try not to let the head drop or the ribs drop. Option to stay or free that left hand, open left side body. If wishbone is something you are loving right now, maybe find that wishbone again once more. If not, no worries. The knee stays down. It's going to want to lift up. Let it stay down. And then exhale, left side comes back to your mat. Allow some nice large barrel rolls here. Switching directions. Finding a little serpentine sway, ribs, shoulders, head, neck, spine, and hips all move. Push the floor away from you, allow the ribs to get real big. So without that push, I energetically tend to collapse. I lock into my elbows, they lock a lot. If I let them, this is pretty extreme for most people. This is my normal if I don't think about it. So elbows bend, press them wide. From here, the ribs really inflate. Yeah. Knees press wide. Same idea, tailbone lifts. Belly is long and it kind of swoops down towards your mat. Top of the foot pulls towards the knee, heels squeeze and knees press wide. Pulsing forward and back here. Exhale, set the hips back, keep the belly long. Inhale, expand forward. Exhaling back. Inhale, expand. Keep everything the same. Tuck the toes, lift the knees, come up to a crouching cat. Pulse forward and back. Make more space around the base of the neck. After your next one, set the hips back, twist the toes to the right, hips move to the left, doming the right hand, left ear towards the left shoulder for twisted cat on the right side. Hips sit back towards the heels, allow the ribs to lift up away from the hips. Finding freedom in the front of the throat, in the back of the neck. Making sure the left side doesn't collapse down. Exhale, sitting back, draw the left knee all the way down. Heroing the back foot, so draw the top of the foot towards the knee. Exhale, sit back, inhale, expand forward, long belly, long throat. Exhaling back, inhaling forward. Free that right hand off of the mat, creating more space here. Keep the belly long. Keep pushing the floor away from you. Don't let that left side collapse. It might want to. Option for wishbone here. Right hand connects to the outer left hand. Top of the head falls heavy. Throat is open. Back of the neck is long. Jaw is soft. Pulsing. Breathing. Exhale, right fingertips come back to your mat. Get the ribs really big on not just the right side, but the left side too. Push the right foot forward, digging the foot forward. Drag the foot back. See if you can get the right glute to lift before we do anything else. So everything looks the same from afar, but it should feel very strong. Right outer foot lifts up, knee is narrow. Press the foot away from you. Squeeze the heel towards the hip. Knee draws in, bicycling here. Option to stay or extend that right arm once more. Right hand might reconnect to the left forearm if wishbone is in your practice today. Right side comes back to the mat. Hips move to the right. Sit back towards the heels and move to the left. Try the vice versa of that. Hips towards the heels, over to the right and left. Finding center, a little bit of forward and back here, pushing the mat away, get the ribs really big. Yeah. Expand on all sides. Tuck the toes, lift the knees, pulse forward and back here. Find a sense of lightness in the body. And then twist your knees back to the left, hips come to the right. One last little thing here and then we'll cool down. So option to stay here in twisted cat with the feet on the mat. If you're feeling tired, right knee comes back down. So your choice, you can stay here or here. Wherever you are, left hand is going to come to the right ribs now. So gently lift the ribs up and rotate forward, just as we did standing. Exhale, sit back. Inhale, spiral, lift open. Couple more there. Exhale, switch opposite side, knees to the right, hips to the left, left ear towards the left shoulder. Option to drop that left knee down or stay on the left foot. Wherever you are, right hand comes to the left ribs, gently lift up and spiral open. Exhale, sit back. Inhale, spiral up towards the ceiling. Right side comes back, twist back to the left, knees to the left, hips to the right. And we're gonna set the right hip down way behind you. So as you land the right hip, it should be really, really far behind you. Mine is off my mat. Yeah, so take time. If you feel like you can pick up the hip, slide it back even more, go ahead and do so. Doming through the left hand, so left fingernails to your mat. This one is hard for me. I'm just now getting used to it. So if it feels compressed or weird, I get it. Lift the left ribs, right ear falls towards the right shoulder. Lengthen the lowest part of the belly. Seated side twist here. Open the left side. Lift up through both armpits. And then go ahead and bring the left knee down in front of the right. Left elbow comes down, right elbow comes down. Adjust the elbows. So don't just stay wherever you landed. They might need to move somewhere new. Drop the head for a moment. Get the base ribs, the very bottom ribs right here to fill. So really low ribs, get them big. Then re-lengthen the throat. Pull the elbows towards the knees. Option to keep the heels down or lift the heels. The heels, not the hills. Draw the knees forward, hips back. Long belly. Hips can lift up. Feet can lift up to make it more active, more tone. Or you can rest the hips and the feet down. Take more of a break. From here, we're gonna tuck the toes, lift the hips. Walk your way back to your mat with your elbows with your feet. Pulsing here, lengthen the belly. Hips rise, back of the head's lifted, ribs are lifted. All right, I lied. We're doing one more thing. All right, walk your feet in a little bit. And then shift your weight to your right foot, pick up left. Imagine a resistant band around the legs. Set left foot down, pick up right. Right foot down, pick up left, switching from right to left at your own pace. But thinking about lifting the leg in the exact same shape it is on your mat. So it's not changing directions, it's not doing anything really drastic. We're lifting from the glutes. After you finish the last one on your right side, take your time if you haven't, so that you're nice and even. Push up to your hands. Little pulse forward and back, lengthen the belly. Twist your knees to the right, hips push back behind you to the left, coming back into your twisted cat. Options here, maybe bring the left knee down and keep this idea. If you're feeling stronger, keep on the left foot. No one will know either way. Do what is best for you. Right hand comes to your left ribs, gently lift and rotate. Exhale, sit back. Inhale, expand, top of the head goes down towards your mat. Left ear towards the left shoulder. Couple more like that, allowing this lightness to come from the ribs. The right hand assists. Right hand comes back down. Bring the hips back, push them back as far as you can. And then bring the knee, the hip down. Right hand is at a dome. It might come a little bit closer to you. Allow the right ribs to rise, left ear towards the left shoulder. Seated side twist on this side. Lengthen through the lowest part of the belly as well as the right ribs without collapsing the left ribs. Right knee comes down in front of the left. Bring both elbows down, adjust them. Put them where they feel best for you. This way so you can see. Yeah, hips are back. Right knee's in front of the left. Drop the head for a moment, get the base ribs to really fill. And then keep that expansion in the entire rib cage as you lift the head. Lengthen the neck, widen the shoulders. Option to stay here or lift the feet up. Ankles are flexed, toes are soft. You could even press into the knees, lift the hips up. Knees forward, hips press back. Elbows pull towards the knees. Lengthening through the belly. Exhale, set the hips down if they're not already. Bring your right hand to your mat. Push down into the right hand. Extend the left arm long. Watch left ear falls towards the left shoulder. Ribs rise as you slide onto your side. Pausing for a moment. Right knee is still in front of the left. Allow the head to drop back. Both arms stretch up towards the ceiling. Once you get here, retone the body. So if you're tired, if this is good enough, this is plenty. If you want more, find some tone, some away from the soft, jiggly state that most of us might be in more often now. So retoning through the body. Press the right inner foot, left outer foot into your mat. Hips move back, belly lengthens. Pressing into the back of the head, lift the chin, opening through the throat. Arms energetically push down towards the legs without moving. So they're really strong. If someone were to come and hit my hand, it wouldn't move much. I mean, it'd move a little bit. It wouldn't just flop over. So strong pull here. Yeah. Exhale, left hand to the outer right leg, right fingertips come all the way to the floor. Elbow up towards the ceiling. The thumb is closer to the head than any other finger here. Lengthen. So now that we have the left hand on the right knee, push the knee down. Knee resists. It pushes up into the hand, allowing the lower part of the belly to lengthen. Right hand energetically pulls. And it's not in the fingers. The fingers should be soft. It's the arm that pulls. The armpit pulls. The tricep, the bicep, the entire arm. The fingers should be nice and soft. Gently exhale, bringing both hands back up towards the sky. Right ankle connects to the left knee as you roll onto your back. Push into the left foot, swivel the hips back to your mat. If for some reason that didn't work out for you, no worries. Right ankle now connects to the left knee if it's not already. Let's press into the back of the head momentarily, get the ribs to get bigger. So you can lift the ribs, get them really big, set them back down. So they should be real big, nice and wide. Then do the same for the hips. We're gonna press the foot into the mat, hover the hips, lift the belly. Allow the hips to sink down, belly stays lifted. Low back should feel really good with the ribs expanding. If for any reason it feels crunchy, get the ribs to get even bigger, untucking each shoulder blade at a time. Press the hips down so much that the left foot rises off your mat. You should have a lot of space under your low back here, or at least a little bit of space. I shouldn't say a lot, everyone's a little different. Yeah. Bring the hands to the right shin, the right one. With the hands, pull the leg towards you. With the legs, press away from you, getting a deep stretch into the right butt. Keep that. Just bring the arms back up towards the sky. Tone through the arms. Push the arms away from you. If you were pushing a rock from crushing on you, if you were really pushing something up, that's the kind of energy we want in the arms. So really strong push away. Exhale, bring the legs to the left a tiny bit. Don't go so much that you lose control of that left leg. Keep it strong, keep it in control. Arms move to the right. And then option to expand, press the legs away from you, reach the arms away, lengthen the belly, lengthen the throat. Exhale, draw everything in. Inhale, opposite side. Exhale, lengthen. Deep breath here. Exhaling in. Release the legs. Little rock from right to left. Yay. Okay. Slide over on your mat if you need to. I need to slide to the left so that I can roll to the right. Roll all the way to your right side. From here, pick up the hips, slide them really far back behind you. Left knee is going to come forward, right leg and knee comes back. Just taking a moment, lying on your right side here, lengthen the belly. It's an awesome way to rest, watch TV, lay in bed, read a book. It's really, really nice. Hips are back, belly's long, ribs are really big. And then you can, if you were to read or watch TV, make sure it's not below you. So you want to move it in front of you so that the eyes are not looking down, because that's going to tuck the chin, allow the belly to shorten. And we're already really good at that. So if you do this, just put whatever you're looking at slightly above your eye line, or like at least at the horizon eye line. Does that make sense? I don't know. Talking in circles, sorry. Okay. From here, allow the head to drop back. Both arms stretch up towards the ceiling. Remove the right shoulder blade out from underneath you. Sometimes mine gets trapped underneath, so just kind of lift it up, set it back down. Press into the left inner foot, right outer foot. Get the hips to move back, knees drive forward. Energetically tone the arms, push the floor away from you. Imagine holding up a rock that's trying to crush you. So really strong, push something away from you. Get that rock to not come down towards your face. Lift up. Left inner foot, right outer foot, really press into the mat. Knees drive forward, hips move back. Right hand connects to the outer left leg. Left fingertips come all the way to the floor. The thumb is the closest finger to your head, elbow up towards the ceiling. With both hands, energetically pull. But remember, the hands are soft. It's more in the arms. The arms are super toned. Lengthening through the belly. Don't forget about the feet. Pressing the feet into your mat. Nice long belly here. couple deep breaths. Inhale, both arms back up towards the ceiling. I really like to connect the left ankle to the right knee here, but you have to press them into each other so strong so that your back doesn't pick up your legs, your butt does. So pressing the ankle into the knee, knee into the ankle, make your way onto your back, maneuver back to your mat with the back of the body. Right foot comes to the floor, left ankle's on the right knee. And then press into the back of the head, momentarily lift the ribs, widen them, set them back down. Get real big in the ribs. Push the floor away, push the arms up towards the ceiling. Same thing as we do on hands and knees. So that push of the floor away from you, same thing on your back. Every cue is the same, it's just different positions in the body. Pick up the hips. Allow the hips to stay heavy. So my hips are lifted, but just barely. Belly is lifted even more. Hips start to ground down. As they do, press them so firmly down that the right foot lifts up. Hands come towards the shin. Pull the shin towards you with the leg. Pull the hands away from you. So the legs are pushing away from you. Hands are pulling towards your head. Directions are hard. I normally would say towards the back of the room, towards the front of the room. I don't know what kind of room you're in. Things are different online. All right. Extend the arms back up towards the ceiling. I know that one. All right. Legs are going to energetically move to the right. And it's small. So I don't want you to go all the way and then just kind of lose this tone. So keep the tone, just a tiny little twist with the legs to the right. Arms move towards the left so much that you have control here. We're not going to flop over at any second. Extend the arms and legs away from each other. Find some space, some length. Exhale, drawing it in. Inhale, opposite side. Exhale, expand. Find some length. Take a breath here. Make sure you're twisted and go too far. You still have control here. Exhaling in. Release, left foot down. Pick up the hips. So push into the feet. Pick up the hips. Slide the hips right and left. Belly's lifted. Press the hips down. Keep the hips down. Belly stays lifted. And we're going to pick up the head, allow some right and left movement on the back of the rib cage. Rounding here, getting into the base ribs. Really, nice. Nice in the bottom ribs. Finding some expansion. Almost like a little massage for the back of the body. Gently leading the head back down. If you'd like to get more into the upper back, press into the feet, hover the hips just barely. Keep them nice and low. So you might not even see my hips come off of my mat. That's how low they are. Exhale, set the hips down, bring the hands and the knees to meet. Rock the hips now from right to left. Take a deep breath here. Exhale, stretch it out. Bring the hands up overhead. Reach the arms. Reach through the legs. Fingertips and toes stretch away from each other. You can stretch the right fingertips away from the right toes. And then left away from the left toes. Nice and long. Exhale, release the arms. Take one or two little breaths here. I lied. Take one or two big breaths here. Deep breath in. Exhale fully. Another one like that. Deep inhale. Exhale fully. option for you to stay here. Take some more breaths. I encourage it. I love it. I'm going to let you go. I will see you next time. Hope you enjoyed it. Have a wonderful rest of your day or night. Love you guys. Bye.